Hello again and welcome to Stephen's Long Stay Vintage Radio Workshop, and today on the bench we've got an old wooden radio, Regentone. I'm not sure the make. When I do find out I will of course let you know. It doesn't seem to be written on the back anywhere, so that's will have to wait down there. But of course the thing to do is to put it on and see what happens. Yeah, now before I go on about various things that people try, you know, I'm a great believer in switching them on and seeing what they do, because that's, you know, that's what people did in the home, so it's perfectly reasonable thing to try. It's got something. That's lit. Right, anyway, so it's doing absolutely nothing apart from that little clicking noise, so nothing at all apart from that. So try giving it some sort of aerial and seeing what it does. Which is nothing. Anyway, this radio, it seems to be possibly low on voltage. I don't know about that for sure, but one thing I do know about it is that I'll turn it around to show you actually before we do anything else. So off it goes, and we'll whip it around and have a look in the back, and I'll show you what's going on with this one, because it's how to spot certain things straight away. It's very, very important, so we'll do that now. Right, well, first of all, we'll go in the back and have a look and see what we find. First of all, I know straight away that this is more likely than anything to be a series string set, because of that, which is still warm actually. He said switching it back on. And they seem to be a little bit low, those, but that's least of our worries, quite frankly. For various reasons. Usual thing, heptone frequency changer, IF, diode and first amplifier, the second amplifier with that one and that one, which is again, these don't seem to be getting very warm, which they should be doing. That's lit. Right, okay. Well, like I said, this is obviously going to be a set which has problems, obviously, and so what we do, therefore, is take it apart and have a look and find out what is going on, if anything. I bet you straight away that there's no HT on this. I bet you any money, but we'll certainly, whether that's right or not, we don't know, but I will certainly take it apart now and check. These, by the way, 4 knobs on the front, and if you look underneath, there's only one, well, there are 2 screws holding it in and one isn't real, so somebody has been in this. Yeah, so usual thing, 4 screws underneath, knobs off the front, and the chassis should come out without any problem. The unit is now out of the cabinet, and we can have a look and see what is going on. Lights come up. Okay, that's good. the heaters are taking the time it's coming up. Yeah, that one's up. And that one, I don't know. That one's up. That one's up. And that one's up, but they're quite dim. So so that suggests to me that there's absolutely no current anywhere. I know that because if we did, then that would get hot. If I was to move this back and forth, I might do with the pliers. Over they are, there they are, and see what we get. This is the tone control. Okay, well that's generating a noise in the speaker, but nothing else. And like I said, that's warming up a bit now. That isn't. That isn't. That isn't. So therefore, that suggests to me, first of all, that voltages are missing. So, with the radio in question on its front, like that, let's have a look and see what we can find. A lot of capacitors will need to be changed in this, obviously, but we're expecting that. Now, with these valves, the heater pins are 2 and 7, okay? Always 2 and 7. They're up. They're coming up. Some of them quite slowly, but they're coming up. So therefore, let's have a little look around and see what we can find and where we can find it. So, reset on, right, 600 volts. And there, and see what we get, somewhere like there. Coming up, 41.50. So that tells me that that is working okay. Now, if we know that, we know therefore that the rectifier is doing something, okay. What it is we don't know, but we know it's doing something, okay. So, going over here, behind this, I'm looking at the, that's okay, that's okay, that's not okay. So that's okay. Hang on a minute. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, so you know, there is actually something reaching the input valve. I don't know what, but there's something getting there. Now we know that the noise in the speaker, but in a minute I will try and make it reasonable, as it were, you know. That's what I might do first of all, actually, is remove what's known as that capacitor, because if that is high, and I bet you any money it is on this, you know, then that will cause us problems. CL33. Well, what we do now is we put all this on its front again, like that, and we'll have a look and see what is where, as it were. So that goes on to there, that goes on to, I don't know, there, right, and we'll go around and we'll see. Now, there might not be a lot here because I have done something which I've done on purpose. Honestly, I have. These heaters are in series. Remember the old Christmas tree lights? When one bulb went out, they all went out. They had in what are called circuit keepers. Now with that in now, it come up and works. Okay. Just it out, and they go away. But it might be enough. There might be enough time to go around and look at some of these sockets. There's 300 volts there, you see, and 300 volts there, so they're okay. They're okay. So put that back in very quickly, like that. And the next thing I'm going to find out is are the voltages anywhere else that shouldn't be there. Now they should be the only two that have in them any voltage. Anything else, anywhere else here, and we've got a capacity to change. Which will change anyway, by the way, on this, you know, so. Yes, well that proves a lot. So now, what we do now, if we go any further, it changes a certain capacitor. That capacitor there is out of circuit, and if we now give this some power and see what happens. There should be nothing on there. Sorry about that. Stay. Right, so now there should be nothing on there at all. There isn't. At all. Which is good because it means that the valve isn't. But here, coming up, you see, look at that. Look at that. That's the other side of that capacitor. Now that voltage there was going on the grid of the 8-foot valve. So it wouldn't have been doing much good, so that capacitor needs to leave us, and quickly. Okay, now if we've got on this resistor here, this is the that follows it to there, and again there's note, but again there's no coming at the speaker either. Now in these situations it covers the valve. It's still cold, still very cold. So what else do we need to look at? Well, before I condemn the valve itself, or the speaker, I'll put another one on. We know that the valve is drawing some current. As you can hear, the set is now switched on. The speaker is in place, but there is absolutely nothing anywhere, as you can hear from that. The speaker itself works okay, so its own speaker, which is out of circuit, is okay. Now then, therefore, it is possible that the valves are short, but it's unlikely. And so the two possibilities here are the cathode resistor or the valve itself. One of these two is a long way past its best. And normally I could get one to plug it in and try it, but I'm not going to do that right away, because you're better off finding a fault rather than doing that, because if there is a fault of that kind, what will happen if I just plug another valve in? Bang, it'll work, it'll do the same as before. So it's very important to remember that, very important. Now with a set like this, most problems you'll come across will be in the power supply and amplifier sections. Not all, but most. Okay. So what I've done here is I've taken anything that we don't really need to make it work. A lot of capacitors like that, for example, have been removed. And so now, all we need to do at this point is switch on. Now, the problem is that I've managed to create what's called a man-made fault. A man-made fault is what happens when you're a man and you create a fault, and the fault is here. And without that together and working, which it isn't at the moment, the heater will not come on. If the heater don't come on, there will be no DC, nothing at all. So that's the first thing. Okay, well, I've taken off, and a few capacitors, the tone control I've taken off as well. That was the only thing that I think make a noise through the speaker. The transformer is okay. What I've done, I've taken off all this lot and gone straight off the speaker to my test speaker, which on the bench here. Okay, and so therefore I've also taken off. Now this is interesting because that is 16K and that is 32. Now, in these situations, generally the 32 comes before the 16, but it's the wrong way around on this. 32 is the maximum that this valve, the CY, I think it's CY, CY31 will take. It won't take any more than that. Okay, so that's something which you need to take on board. Okay, but 16 there and 32 there, which should be the other way around. Again, for now, I'm not going to bother with that, because all I need to do is cut it with 32 if these two are okay. If they're not, well, I'll go a couple of 32 somewhere, I'll bang them in under the chassis, and all will be well. But first of all, I will put that back together, and then of course we will try it like this. Let's try that, shall we? Well, the bulbs have come back on, and so the light should as well, and the valve heater. Nothing else, because that is the DC. So all going to be at this stage now is a few valve heaters lighting up. So just for a minute, we'll let it see if it is, shall we? I've got on the output the heat rate of this valve here. So see, they are now lighting up dimly, but they are now lighting up. So I wonder if I can just about see them. The whole thing seems dim though. The whole lot seems dim. I'm not on a bulb or anything, so it's not that. But the next thing we'll look at is the heater voltages in turn, because with these sets, the mains goes through a dropper resistor, which is there. It's there, you see, and that then, of course, drops the voltage down. So maybe it's gone high value or something. So I'm not quite sure what this what version it is. There are several versions of this set in the same chassis, so I don't really know myself what's going on here. But I know that is 30 volts. That is I don't know actually. Hang on. That's 20 volts. That's 30 volts. So 20, 30 volts to 50 volts. So the whole lot share of it said are about I think about 70 or 80 volts on. So if I then do that, let them warm up again. That goes onto there and put that way. I'll have to tell you where it says. Hang on. So that goes to there, and now of course 58, 50, that's the 58 volts there. The other side of that should be something like 39. Yeah, that the whole lot there is low. Now that could be for a number of reasons. It could be this valve that's got a heater capsule. It got a heater capsule short or something on it, pulling it to deck. But that resistor isn't getting warm, so I doubt it's that. But I wonder. I think it might be time to look at changing that and seeing what happens. But so what I've done, I've taken the bulbs out of the circuit for now, and so the valves, heaters, go from this here, the dropper, through the valves in turn, straight to deck. Yeah? Now that to me signifies that it's a little bit safer. Okay. Now what I'm going to do with the valves, with the lights, I'm not 100% sure yet. What I normally do is try and find a suitable way to sort it, involving I don't know, higher wattage bulbs and a capacitor, something like that. But I have got a valve here which I don't know which valve is which here. Doesn't matter because the HT is disconnected on this, so there's no HT anywhere on this now. Now if you put the CL33 in, and that's this thing here, how it lights up. But this one, it does, and it takes the same voltage, which proves to me also that is it's probably got an inter-electrode leak, possibly between cathode and heater, something like that. Now this problem occurs when that capacitor is faulty, and in this case it shows 50 volts on the grid of that, so that's why it's swapped. Now that's why you check everything before you change the valve. The new valve has arrived. So the new valve goes in here, when I find the hole it meant to fit into, there we are, and goes in the socket. Like so. It's not new, by the way. It's one of these second-hand ones, because this radio, but I don't consider it to be worth a brand new one, so that's not what it's got. So put it on there like that, and we'll start thinking about a valve heater voltages, shall we? AC, of course. So now there should be something there. 54, 21. So that looks to be alright, and actually I can see it lighting up rather better than the one that was there before. So that means therefore that the string of valves appears to be alright. Well, the IFT is back on, and also the grid capacitor has been replaced there. So now we switch it on, we should, I hope, get something. Should, you know it is. So it's now waiting for it to warm up. Nothing there, okay, fine. How about down here? Ah, that's quite helpful. That's okay too. Okay, well in that case, we've got to look possibly a little bit further back, because the buzz test which I do here, there, or perhaps with this, yeah, that proves that the new valve is doing something. It's letting audio through, yeah. And so that there, okay. But not doing very much else again still, is it? Well, in this situation here now, we get a buzz from the amplifier side right up to here. That's the valve 3 tetrode grid, and it goes through this coil here as well to one of the diodes on here. It's a double diode triode, but it doesn't. The first side of it, the main side of it, as it were, from valve 2, that's okay, 10 point, but the other side, 100k at the best of times. So I think that has left us. I've got the circuit here at last, so we can have a quick look at it. This set is a Regentone U353, or the AC/DC version of it. The valves in these aren't quite right, but the circuit is basically it. If you've not got the exact circuit, remember, a radio is a radio, and you can find stuff out from the valve that's in it and things like that. But anyway, that's the valve circuit there, which I checked, and that's now okay. Goes through there and up here, yeah. Wheeling capacitor on this seem okay, so I'm not going to do a lot with them. Through here, speaker, I've got my own on at this point, so you know, that's something else. The capacitor which we need to change is that one there, yeah. And then of course we get audio through it from the volume control onwards, but that is not the end of the story here, as you can see here. Now, first of all, put that back where it'll stay, thank you very much. Volume control is there, okay, and it's okay up to there, okay, but that coil there is open circuit. It's so we've got a problem on our hands here. This is the inside of the unit in question, this here. And so what we'll do first of all, put it on the bench like that. I'll zoom in so you can see it a bit better. There you go. This is the inside of that IFT. Okay, taken off the board. Now inside it's got the two transformers here and here, 3 coils here and here. Yeah, and first thing we do is have a look and see what sort of state they're in. So that goes on to there, that goes on to there. The meter's switched on, thank you very much, and that one's okay. Right, okay. Now this side, that one's okay. Oh dear. Okay, fine. Well, that anyway. So that now has a resistor attached to it actually, which goes to here. Now then, does it therefore work from there to there, there to there? Yes, it does. And does it do anything from there to there? No, it doesn't. Okay, no, so what? Now that resistor on there is not shown on the diagram here. Yeah, it's not shown on here at all, that. And so I think the best thing to do is probably, first of all, I'm going to look at 47k. Now, a 47k resistor is not shown on the diagram here. Not shown. So, I think the next thing we do is take that out of circuit and bridge it with a piece of wire, because that does not go across there like that. The coil, the capacitor does, no problem there, but a 47k resistor inside one of these, okay, I think we better have that out, because in the circuit it is not there. Seriously, that resistor is not in this circuit. Here is the IFT in question, and I've taken out that resistor and shorted it out completely. So in here now, from there to there, there should be, with the meter on, and there is almost a short circuit. So the coils on this were okay. Also, by the way, I took this off, and inside I found something that was not an EF39. I don't know what it is, but one, it wasn't an EF39, and two, yeah, so I'll have to go and get an EF39 as well for this. Transformer's back in, and I've actually tested it through to there, so it's the second bit is now working, prime is now working. I put an EF89 in, which is 39 in, which is but it's better than the one that's there already. So power on, and let's see what happens. Volume up full, and we'll see what it says to us, if anything. So I'll put that hopefully we can see it. Yeah, there you are. And first of all, that's okay, but nothing else is. Okay, well, that's doing something. Okay, fine. The secondary side of it is fine. The primary side of it goes from the transformer, the smoothing capacitor here, which is there. Can you get there okay? Can you see that okay? I can't actually, hang on. Can you see? Yeah, you can, okay, fine. Right, well, it goes from there, okay, and it goes to there, okay, and also goes to there, and from there it should go to there, which it does. Okay, fine. Okay. But we're not hearing anything at all, are we? Nothing, in fact. Should be giving us something, either it's only a hiss. An IFT of course, is a pentode. And so therefore, I think we take a look at R9. Now R9, whether it is on the circuit, drives the second grid. A pentode, of course, needs power on 2 grids, so we'll see if it's on the second one. Not there, not there, not there, not there. Not there, not there, not there. And it's only given like, I think 9 volts or so there. Click on. Look at that again. Okay, it's going to, so there it's going to 9.7 volts, which is not enough for that. And so we've got another problem to find out why it's not giving any voltage there, which it should be doing. A pentode has to have voltage on 2 grids. So now let's have a look and find out why it doesn't. Well, this valve, the AF39, was in fact wired up wrongly by the person who'd done this before. I'm battling either against the radio or against him or her, don't know these days, or both, but anyway. Third grid and cathode go to deck, but they didn't go to deck at all, so now they do here. Yeah, second grid here, should have resistor but left that out for now, goes to there, okay, and of course the anode goes through here. So now if we power it, let's see what it does and says, or doesn't say and doesn't do, depending on. So if we hook up the meter like that, can you see that? I think you can, okay. And I'll look there and see what happens as it comes up, which you can see it's doing there. .338 there, okay. 229 there, that's okay. That's okay. That goes to deck. And of course, so did that. Tied them together. So the top cap developed something, but not exactly noise. Yeah, okay. Well, the first thing we do in that case, we know that valve is working. So now we go through and make sure that everything is where it should be. Heater's okay, handhold's okay, 2's okay, grid 3 goes to deck, and I think that's okay. I think that's the one. And so from there, we know that's okay. The valve might have been damaged, but it seems to be doing something. So okay, right, so it's got a tiled section and it's got a heptode section. Okay, now therefore if we look at that and we look at the circuit and we see what it should be, I'll just pull that for now and pull up the valve on here and see CCH35 okay, and that is the valve in question, and 3, 4 and 6 should have voltages on them. So we'll look and find out which way it's wired, where the pip is, and see if that has been tampered with as well. With the valve out, of course, through the IFT one here, like that, there should be something to there, which there is. Just we're getting the meter on the right setting. So from, I don't know, there to there, there should be very little, which there is. Okay, fine. Now, going through a resistor of 27 ohms or so, of 27k or so, to there, so let's see what there is there. Hang on, I'll put the meter up. Can you see that? No, you can't, can you? How about that? Okay, that thing I'll do. So there should be something to there, which there isn't. So it goes to there, goes to there. Then from there, there should be something to there. It's creeping up actually. I don't think that's entirely right. The valve's out, by the way, so you know, simply nothing on that pin. But that cap to ground and that. So if I was to whip that cap out very quickly, I think it goes to there. If it does, okay. So if I decide that that is going to leave us as well, like that. You're right. What is there now? The same. Okay, fine. That's shooting up actually, and it should be 27k that, and it's now at rather more. It's now at look at that, you see. That I think should be a 27k resistor. I'll just check that on the circuit here. R2 and R2 should be 27k. As I said, this unit is in a situation now where voltages are all okay, although there are one or two things I do want to take off certain areas and put them elsewhere. But it does not work, although the voltages are fine. It's what you call a difficult radius to sort out. Now, in this situation, first of all, I found out that there should be a 100k or so resistor in the line of the second grid of the EF39, so that's going to go in, and then we'll try it again. I've put in two resistors down to 97k. Now that because the diagram I looked at showed this resistor as 91k and this radio says 100k, so 97 is in the middle, so that'll do. So let's see what happens, shall we? I'll put the meter up so we can hopefully see it. There you are. And I'll start by measuring the HT that comes up. So we want to talk about bunch of cells for a moment while I do this. Come on, not good all day. Not good all day. Ah, there we are. It's coming. Okay. I can hear a very, very faint crackle in the speaker. Okay. So, first of all, the grid of the second valve back, the first I just did. That seems okay. Okay. Now then. So from there now, you should get something like we do. Okay, fine. Okay. And there. Okay. So, going back a bit to the next valve back, the grid of that doesn't do a right lot. Okay. And so let's have a little look and see what that's okay. It still is a lot higher than it should be there actually. That goes to ground obviously. Another thing I'm going to look at here very quickly is heater voltages, just to prove that we've not got a problem there. So it's 0.65. Okay, fine. So I really hate the way it does that. So this one, $12, $14, and whatever this is here. Gone high, that isn't it? Actually, with these, there is an order in which they should go. Most of these, for example, the valve 3, which is this one here, should go to deck at some point on the heater chain. So we'll see if we can find that. Hmm. Right, okay, well it's hang on. That's okay there, so it's obviously doing some, but I want to know what the voltage is on the up here. So 6.64 volts, okay, and so this side so go to deck. So from there it should go next to valve 1, which is over here. Number 1, which is over here, so I think it'll be that one. Which is that one. And it should be up to 20 volts on there. Okay, fine, okay, fine. Next one is valve 2, which is here. To here. 18, 13, that's 18, 14, that's a little bit low, that. So it goes to there. Doesn't appear to be any IF anywhere. Yeah, I think it's time to call up Mr. Siggen, don't you? Switch on. By the way, first of all, I'm going to check out the AF side of it, okay? So I've got the AF generator coupled by capacitors, like that, and that, you might be able to see. And that is to protect my AC generator down here from anything that is, shall we say, unpleasant for it. So we'll start the volume control. Oh look! And from there we go to there, okay, that's okay, yeah. So we know from that that the AF side of it is alive. Now we've gone to the other side of here, which has got MEMS on it, so I've got to be careful. And there's nothing. Okay, well that might not be a problem. There's a little bit on there. So now we know that's okay. I will now go to signal generator, the IFT generator, and inject some IF and see if that comes out. The signal generator is tuned to the radio's IF frequency now, which on these is 465 kilohertz. So on we go. I've got it linked to the grid, that's the top cap of the EFT9 here. So when it comes up it should okay, I'll have a little nose around and see what I'll fade my arm about being V for a second here, but can't be helped. Yeah, that seems fairly low, that actually, for there. It does seem rather low, that. And there, it's lower still, isn't it? Right, okay. Well, the grid of that valve goes through here to there. So if we go back to that, nothing. Again, there's something there. So that again is a lot lower than it should be. So both of those valves seem to be, you know, lowering the signal rather than amplifying it, which is not what we want. Now, also on this circuit, I noticed that the oscillator, which is here, appears to have the voltage from here on this coil. Now, looking at the circuit, it shouldn't be doing that. It shouldn't be doing that at all. So that, by the way, is the anode to the triode section of the CCC35. Now, that particular one is the oscillator side of it. So I think we'll just do something about that. Come hell or high water, and probably both, you know. Was the idea of that lot being in there, and I'll chop it up. I think it might be easier. So that comes off, that comes off, that comes off, right? And we'll put them together outside there. Also, I noticed there's 47k resistor which is missing, and capacitor on the audio side as well. Now, that is probably to make sure that what comes back, of course, is only audio and not IF. So I'll put them back in as well and see if that makes things work any better. Well, today of all days, actually, I went down to Jay's and I took 3 of these valves with me. The EBC33, that's a new one, by the way, because one that was in it, the triode was working just, and there were nothing at all from the diodes. I mean nothing. So that was interesting in itself. The CH35, he said was okay, so we'll put that one back in. There we are. Yes, I know that's we still give them underneath, but these are tight, these actually, in this one, so you know it's there we are. So that one goes in like that, and of course Ray kind of let me have a replacement EF39, which is here. But thank you very much for that, James, for testing. Thanks very much for your time on that. By the way, Jay Tunnel is Jay's Vintage Junk, and he's really a clever guy. There are things which he will do which I won't, you know, such as computers. I suppose I could, but you know, even motherboards. So now with these in, now let's see what happens now, shall we? So we can wait for it to warm up as always. Which you always do with these, you know. So it's coming up. Slowly but surely. And this lovely radio still does absolutely note. It's getting to me a bit, this radio, that I will admit. So if I put that onto there like that, let's see what that brings up. It is exactly the same, and that was done by taking the secondary of the second IFT out and putting it direct to the scope. And as you can see there, it does actually give us the waveform. It goes out the grid and comes out there. So if we go to the grid with it, which I'll do in a minute, then it should be okay. But just a previous point, if I was to make it go down a bit like so, it's gone down, okay? There you are. So it's obviously amplifying, so it's doing something. Okay, now then, first of all, the two things we're going to look at now are make it amplify a bit more if you need to, and also finding out why that, when it's connected to the next stage along, generates a buzz and nothing else. Two you can put that we're missing here actually, and I've found that on this version of the set that should be a smaller capacitor than the one I've put in. So that of course might be another problem. Hang on, I'll just swing you back round. Yeah, that was missing. This lead here was missing as well, the capacitor here, and that goes to the anode, the cathode section of the EBC31. Now the EBC31 works perfectly well. I've had my scope on it, as you know, and it's better now actually. But coming out of here now, it's fine. But as soon as it goes into there, it's fine. So I think the next thing we'll do is put the capacitor in there that it should be, rather one that is, and maybe it'll do it, I don't know. But at the moment, the problem we've got is that leaving that valve and coming onto this valve, there's absolutely nothing at all. I've also unplugged it, as you can see there, it's gone down to zero straight away. So it's actually now in a situation where, again, we know from that, I think, again I'll check with the the meter to make sure before the power goes off again, like that. I just see what voltages there are on here, because right, so bringing it up from 0 volts, hopefully with it switched on, we should now see something coming up. We do, okay. Okay, so we'll let that come up to where it should be, like before. Okay, right, okay. So now, is there anything here? Nothing. Is there anything on the other end of it? Nothing, okay, fine. And is there anything here? Again, there doesn't seem to be very much, does there? On there. Okay. So again, that is not doing what it should by any means. I've put in the extra components that we're missing, and I'll put the signal generator on the grid of the EFT9. Okay, and so we'll wait for it to warm up again now. It's coming, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. It's coming, slowly and very surely. You can hear it there. There it is. It's happy little winder now, isn't it? So it's now. It is now, of course, working from here onwards. So if I put that one up there like that, yeah, same applies as you've heard. So that then means that this works. So if I now turn this over, I'll try the tuning and see what happens. Probably not a lot. So before we do that, I shall quickly run round the first valve, which is CCH35. Now CCH35 is the version for the AC/DC sets, of course, the version of the ECH35. I admit, feeling very hopeful here, but I noticed on the underside of here, the CCH35 had a pin going straight to earth. Now on the circuit here, it does not go straight to earth if it's a DC only radio, but it is going to earth on that. So again, there I think that what's happening is that it's basically it's saying to it's going to earth when it really shouldn't do. So anyway, what I've done, I've got the signal generator on the top cap of the CCH35. Just to see what it does when it comes up. What it is doing, okay. There it is, okay. Now here, that's okay. There, there's nothing, okay. Now we find that there are problems with the oscillator stage as well. First of all, I changed that resistor there on the base of the CCH35, and I did that because it should be 33k. It will be replaced with the 47, which have gone up to 60, so there's a 33k going in there, and that's okay. Also, I've put up the this back on as well here, and it still doesn't do anything. And taking this off here, like that, it's connected here. Now I don't know at all with this whether there should be something else here, but it looks to me as though that, I don't know what that is there. I've just connected it for now, just to be on the safe side. This here is the 100 picofarad capacitor there. I think it's 100. Hang on. I think it's 100. Now I've checked across these and they all appear to be okay, but it's been wired wrong. So now I'll look up that switch and that in more detail somewhere, and we'll wire it right, and we'll try it yet again. I've changed these two capacitors here. These are high stability ones, by the way, so there's not the problem with them going out of tolerance, I hope. So now what I've done, I've got the meter connected up so I can measure the as it comes up, and of course on the scope, which you can't see right now, there is a signal coming up, and that signal I hope should be somewhere in the region where it should be. If not, it's there, that's one thing, but the oscillator now works. Trouble is I can't get anything still through here. Seriously, I can't. It's quite interesting. If I was to put the signal generator on, which I'm not going to do, yeah, I will. You know, signal generator was connected up like that. Let's get that out of the way. There you are. Hang on. That looks like a new one here, because this one is several years old, so I'll put it back on there. There you go. And we now go back over here, and we go first of all with the right probe. Yeah, here, but here there's nothing. So between there and there, there's nothing. Now then, in that situation, we have a problem on the on the IS side. It's still now look at the circuit here. Valve 2 top cap goes to this IFT here. Yes, I know I put my finger in there, never mind. And then of course it goes to this valve here. Now that looks okay, but it might not be. In fact, they both might not be. But first thing I'll do is take all this lot off, so we don't end up with the lights going off again. And then we'll put it on its front and go up and under down and see if we can find anything anywhere. Now I found another fault with it actually. A lot of components have to change value when you change it from AC DC to AC, or in this case AC to AC DC, and one of them hasn't been changed again. So I changed it all now, and first of all, power on, and we'll see what it does now. that is louder than it was, so that's something. So that's something in our favour, like, you know. So there's that, and also there's the fact that the valve is wobbling about very nicely, about 900 kilohertz. So that is basically okay as well. The IFTs on this have been backed shut in a way that I cannot shift them. I've tried. They can't shift them. So one of these works, these, and one of them doesn't. So that one seemed okay. That one seems to be on the right frequency. But this one here, the one I've been here already actually, doesn't. It appears to be up around, well, down around 250. So this is the one that's got the problem here. Now if I can get one of these to work on 465 or thereabouts, then we won't have a problem. But as it stands, we do, and that's something is because it's not doing what it should, basically. You know what these things do, by the way, just a record, is they only allow one frequency through, because a mixer valve like the CCH over here takes the signal from the aerial, from the sky, not the sky, this sky, you know, and it takes it and it mixes it down, and the tuning capacitor there is the oscillator here, and puts that frequency onto, in this case, 465 kilohertz. Okay, amplified, and then here it's taken off and here taken to deck, comes down here, back up here, first stage of audio, pentole section, then out. That's it works. Now if there any problem with the IF side, it will sound like a dead radio. That's the way it is. It'll sound like a dead radio. So this here appears to be the problem. What I've got here now is a signal generator at 400 kilohertz linked directly to the scope, which gives a nice reading actually with the mod as well. I'll just see if I can get that for you. Okay, and as you can see there, that is running straight through onto the other, like that. Now if we get one of the placement cams, which I've put actually in a soldering thing, for no other reason actually than to hold it steady while I work. Okay, now the signal goes in on the side with the mains on it, well, HT on it, as you know. So we're going on that side like that, like that, and we come out on this side like this. Like that, and I'll put the top back on here like that as well. So now we should have, I hope, a response on the scope. I'll just do that and show you the that and come back to you. Right, it's in circuit, but there's a little bit of an issue here too. I'll demonstrate that with the signal gen. If I turn the frequency up or down, look what happens. Yeah, so it's, that particular one is tuned to something like certainly higher than it should be. Now that might or might not be a problem. I'll just turn that down. There we are. that might or might not be a problem. I'll look and see what that's tuned to and leave it at that one. What I'll do very quickly is I'll turn this slightly and see which way it goes. Whatever the signal generator says. It might not be 465, but it's fairly close. I found another problem which I've now sorted. If any radio of this kind, the first IF is linked directly to the grid of the pentole valve, and of course the other half bit goes either to deck or to the line which is not there now. So basically I've run it straight to deck like it's done on many other radios, and this is now coming through from here to here in great detail, as it were. So that might have been the fault, I don't know. But now we come to this. This is not as it seems. I took the 47k resistor and put it outside because I don't like things like being in cans, and because I don't know what you're doing in the first place. But this is a transformer, and each side of it has the coil and a capacitor across it. That side, no problem, not at all. That side, top side, no problem at all. The bottom side is not where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to rewire that and then put this back in, and then guess what I'm going to do then? I'm going to repower it and see what it does. What I've done here now is I've got it assembled correctly. Believe it or not, the manual says it's 100 picofarads on all the caps. This one, the bottom one, had 1,000 in. So I've changed it around because the way I've wired it, one of these capacitors in here is now out of circuit and not used, so I've modified it to use that capacitor as the one for the bottom coil. Well, I finally got something out of it. Not a lot, but something. You might be able to hear. But if I touch the top of the IF valve,
then that tells us he doesn't want to be considered. He hasn't changed his position.
listen to that. Now, that
he doesn't want to play for England. Yeah, fine. That position hasn't.
That suggests to me, therefore, that we are nearly home.
Night at Birmingham City taking on Wrexham. Adrian Clark, really appreciate you taking the time to be with us this evening. That was all thanks to Ladbrokes. It's 18 plus. Be gamble aware.
That's it now. What I've done actually to rectify the situation, I found that there's more capacitance between the anode of the IF amp and deck. Brought it in. Now, okay, I've not got a capacitor that small. So what I did was get two pieces of wire and make a capacitor out of them. I'll show you that in a minute. But if I do that, and do that,
The fastest route will take 30 minutes. Route selected will take 50 minutes. Are you sure?
Yeah,
that's
let's take
okay.
the scenic route.
Now,
Supply.
This street, baseball, and Burnley go head to head. Can Lango and Lewis?
basically, from switch on, it doesn't actually bring it up straight away. So there's something not quite right around the oscillator stage. The IF runs right through, there's no problem there. But now you see, if I do that, and wait and wait for the valves to warm up.
The science-backed nutrition. The pros have
That's
their
okay
tools,
now.
and with Betfax,
But not now.
see betting. BeGambleAware.org.
Bye, Mum. Bye, love. Right, got something for dinner and paid the bills.
So it's just not quite 100% right round here. There's something. Again, I might possibly try take a capacitor trick again. That there links to the child section of the CCH35. Now, is it possible that that is not survived either? So whatever it's like, I'll get one. I'll put it in and we'll find out. Where was I? Oh yeah, from cold. I hit the power and crossed my fingers because it might have said something unpleasant doing that. I don't know what, but something. And we'll see if it comes up. Especially if I put the power on. And again, we've got to wait with it being valved, you know, which is sometimes a bit difficult, but there we go. Come on, wake up. It's not good old night. Here we are. It's up.
City, yeah. And Liverpool say go on to win it, yeah, and he doesn't, yeah. That's a failure.
There we are.
I think so.
But as soon as
I think.
But now look, you see, as soon as that goes off there, it disappears. So to that out, it's loose connection underneath.
And that's the thing, where Arsenal hurt us last year in terms of set pieces.
That's how good it is now. Now,
you've still got quality
with the
in that
radio
area, and
working as far as I'm prepared to go with
you
it,
can still hurt us in the same way that you did without those two players.
there are
But
two
it's the
more
leadership
things to
that is
sort
a
out.
big miss.
This is the radio on its own speaker. Okay, and what I've done, I've left the these in so that if we need it in the future, they're there. So I think we might here, quite frankly, with this. So why not? Anyway, also with this, I've taken all this lot out, like I said before. So now it goes straight from there to the speaker via the plug-in socket on the front. So now, if I was to do that, and then of course carefully lift the unit up so that it's the right way up. And that's the speaker, by the way. So with that like that now, so if I now switch it back on again like that, and put the aerial back on, like that. And here it comes. Close it again, that. Oh well. sounds rather good, even if I do say so myself. This set had an awful lot wrong with it because somebody tried to convert it from AC to AC/DC, and with these sets, a load of components which went to be added in, a few of them weren't, which was the problem. Also, there was no bias on the valves, so 3 of them said goodbye to us. Yeah, anyway, now of course I'll put this speaker back in the case, and the next thing of course is waiting for the neons to go in there. Now that it's something which I thought might work, you know, neons rather than bulbs, because it's like I said, it's if working will be safer in one way, and I can power them off here through to there and there, so there's no problem there at all. My next trick has arrived. It's the neons for the dial. Now the reason why I've done this is because I wanted it to take the crate across the mains, the deck, without the rest of the radio, because otherwise as soon as the valve goes or something, the whole lot goes out, yet it's still live this way. With the neons in place, there will always be something there. If it works, by the way, if it works, then there will, as soon as it's power applied, these start to work. So in a way, it's a good way forward to do that. So here we are, 2 neons. These are have a look, mains voltage. So we should be okay with these. And here we go. Not brilliant, as you can see, but it's not failed. At the moment, I've got the 3 of them, the 2 of them actually in series. So what I'll do now is I'll rewire it for putting them in parallel. That way, each one gets the voltage it should. So that is our next trick. And there you are. That's the money shot, as it were. The big light has gone off now. There's some still lights on here, but as you can see, they're both looking fairly good in their new position. So now we've got the next job, which is putting this thing back together again. Yes, it's finally finished. There it is, once again, a working radio.
Played, including one of Monza,
as you can hear. Now with this, first thing I'll say is that you change all the caps, you change all the components, even the three valves were faulty in this, and it still would not have worked. Seriously. This is an example of where your knowledge of radio and how it works comes in. What every valve does, how it does it, why it does it, and how to modify the circuit if you need to, and I did on this. Now, with that in mind, as you can see, it works fairly well. Shortwave doesn't, but I've had enough of this, quite frankly. So you know, it's one of those, you know. But I've got it working, and thanks are due, first of all, to Katie, my fiancée in USA, who kept me on the ground with it in quite a few ways. And actually, although she's not actually trained in radio, she could well be, because she's very good, and she actually pointed me in the right direction without, you know. Anyway, Andy, for listening to me moan about it, and Jay as well for the same thing, and also for letting me involved in testing the valves in on his tester. Believe it or not, with this one, the one thing is that 3 valves have gone faulty, and the 3 valves have gone faulty because in this particular case, what had happened was that sometime in the past, somebody had tried to convert this from an A2 U353, I think it is. Now, the U version and the A version by the valves in a different way. Yeah. The A version, the A2353A, painted them in a similar way, I think, to auto hand portables and sets from the 50s that were battery sets used to do. The U version did it rather differently, and so there was no bias on any of the valves, which might be why 3 of them went and said goodbye to us. I don't know that for sure, but it's a distinct possibility. And so even if every part of the set had been changed, if you didn't know what you were doing, what you were looking for, and I must admit at one or 2 points I didn't, then you will have a problem where everything's been replaced but the set doesn't work, which is something which does happen with sets like this sometimes. So if you look at the circuit diagram, I got it was for the A, not the U version, and the U version had a lot of extra components which were missing from this set, or put in different places, so I had to sort all that out as well. Not very tidily, I admit, but it works, so that's the main thing. Anyway, if you stuck with me for this long with this, thank you very much indeed. You're my biggest fans, and I'm your biggest supporter as well. And so I'll be back soon with another set that's coming, which is in a bit of a bad way. Not as bad as this, I hope, but bad. So I'll be dealing with that very, very soon. So in the meantime, goodbye. Whoever your God is, be faithful to him and yourself, or her, or it, depending on. And I'll see you next time on Steve's Vintage Radio Long-Stay Workshop. Until then, goodbye, God bless, and keep fixing radios, and keep the skills alive, because we might need them in the future. Bye bye.
Gonzalo Guedes, who's been their best player, finished well from 6 yards. It's Brighton 2, Wolves 1.